daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, I'm a career woman, I'm a firm believer of Jesus Christ, and I love God. Right? And I grew up in a township mostly. You know, when you grow up and you're asking your mom a simple thing. Mom, can I have this? No, I don't have money. You think money grows on trees, you know, like you sort of like, yeah, you grow up with that mindset and you think, okay, but we're always not having money. There are certain things that you want as a kid, but you don't get everything. Why is that? You know, and then I realized when I grew up that, no, it's basically because of finances, you know. It's not enough income that our parents are making. We are struggling. We grew up sort of like poor, you know, like you have to compromise and stuff like that. And I told myself that I'm going to grow up, I'm going to be in the finance industry, and I'm not going to complain about money. I'm going to think about money. I'm going to talk about money for me to manifest money. So that's why I found myself in the career that I'm in. Basically, I'm a retirement fund specialist. But in simpler terms, I do financial literacy, because we talk about finances, we talk about debt. In order for you to contribute to a retirement fund, your basics needs to be done, your budgeting, your debt, your saving, and stuff like that.
And to add on that, I know she's really big with money. Ne? I remember when we started working, because we worked the same company. So when we started, we were in the same university and we worked in the same company. I remember the first thing that we did was, okay, what do we do for a home? And then take care of us as well, because we used to go out every month and we do. So we were really always so very conscious about money. Like you were really like wanted to know more about money, and which is leads to my next question: that what is the importance of planning, or especially planning for retirement or your money, or like you said, budgeting as well? Like how can we be financially literate like that? And because remember, we just get our monies and we just want to blow it. Like now it's Black Friday, everyone just want to spend money on Black Friday. So but how do we really plan our finances like that?
So it's a mindset thing, right? It's either it starts when you are very young, your parents teach you how to budget and stuff like that, or you find it later on when you start working with your own salary. And with most of us South Africans, that's what happens most. Our parents never used to teach us about money, or if they did, they only taught you just a few basics, and then they told you about the stock sale. That was it. Right? They never talked about investing, trading. Yeah, you will save, but you're saving how much? 10 rand. What is 10 rand going to do tomorrow? You know, and stuff like that. And then when you start your career and then you join this nice company and then they explain these nice benefits to you, and then there's this thing they call retirement funding. And you're like, no, but I'm still young. I don't want to think about retirement fund, man. I'll think about it when I get to that age. But actually, your retirement funding journey starts when you start working. From that young age. Because remember why you are working. You are working in exchange for money. Basically, that is that. For a nice salary, to have a nice life, to post on Instagram and travel, blah, 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 right? But what happens then when you go in retirement? How are you going to live? Not earning a salary anymore. If you are not a tenderpreneur, where are you going to get the money? If you are not going to inherit a lot of money, if you are not a rich kid, how are you going to live? So that's why companies implemented things like retirement funds, so that you can start contributing into that fund. However, it doesn't have to end there. You can also do it in your personal capacity. But most of us, we don't think about a retirement fund. You always start having a retirement fund because you are an employee. But you can also do it on a personal capacity without involving the company.
So you can have 2 retirement funds.
So you can do it in your personal capacity. You don't need a company to do it. You can have a retirement annuity. You can do it with any insurer available, investment houses, your Allen Greys, your Sanlam, Old Mutual, Alexander Forbes. Even your bank sometimes has these kind of products that you can start saving. So you start saving. Once you cover the basics of saving, then you can upgrade to investing and stuff like that to secure your financial freedom. Like Mom How was saying that she has learned, like, living a debt-free life. It's possible, but it's difficult. But it can be achieved over time with proper planning. Yeah.
And also with because you're talking about retirement, so I just want to say, because normally we save up this money for retirement, but when we get to retirement, how do I plan? What do I use my money for? Because I'm saying this because I know there's a trend now that is going around that women, older women, they will retire and then they have their monies, and then there comes this boyfriend who comes, whenever. Then they come the boyfriend, and then they say, let's just share our retirement.
Yeah.
And because you didn't plan out your money, like how you're going to use your money, then you get carried away with that. You find that you invest with this boyfriend who doesn't even contribute, but then they take you up your money. So how can we position ourselves in knowing that, okay, when I'm saving this money for retirement, this is what I'm going to do after retirement?
Yeah, so that can be difficult to determine if you don't have a purpose in life, right?
Yeah.
There are people who come from other provinces, they came to Gauteng to work. After retirement, they're going back home, right?
Yeah.
So some people would say, I'm not going to buy a house in Joburg because I'm retiring back at home.
Yeah.
So those kind of things, you need to know exactly what you're going to do at your retirement. Whether you're going to be a community server, you're going to be a marriage counselor at church for extra income. This is after retirement. So you need to exactly know what you're going to do after retirement, because if you don't have a purpose of your retirement, then how are you going to save up for that goal?
Yeah,
so basically you're going to save, but you have like a vague kind of a retirement plan. But they do have a measure that they've put in place to say that if you want to live, if you still want to maintain your lifestyle in your retirement years, then you can do 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Right? So they say that when you go in retirement, if you're retiring at the age of 60, the money that you've saved up for years need to replace your income at least by 75%. Meaning that from your capital that you've acquired over the years, when you buy an annuity to become your monthly income, you need to replace your last income by 75%. Let me make an example. I'm 60 today. My last salary was 10,000 rand, right? All the capital that I've been saving, investing over the years, at least on a monthly basis, I need to get 7,500 because I'm used to a 10,000 rand salary. So that's because we're only minusing transport money and the clothes for work, right? So that 7,500 should cover my groceries, my medical aid, and all other stuff, assuming your children are done with school and they are working for themselves. Firstly, that's the first measure. Number 2, to give you a proper indication, if you are an employee, you need to at least save up 15% of your salary on a monthly basis, 15 to 20% for you to achieve that goal. And you need to invest for 30 years. And people say, 30 years, that's a long time. But it's achievable, because if you started working at the age of 25, by the time you retire at the age of 60, 65, you would have worked for more than 30 years anyway. But the problem with South Africans is that when we change in jobs, what do?
We eat cash out.
Because we don't have that plan for retirement and stuff like that. These days, every 3 years, people change jobs, they cash out. So by the time they get to retirement, they don't have enough money. And then what happens? Then you apply for SASSA grant. How much is SASSA grant? 2,000 rand per month. If you were to retire today, can you live on 2,000 rand per month? You can't. So your capital that you save needs to sustain you for those coming years. And that's how we break the cycle. And you'll hear our mothers or our grannies, they didn't have enough money on their retirement funds, so they are on SASSA. That's why we must maintain them on a monthly basis. And they would say, no, but I have kids, they went to school and they have nice jobs, so we must maintain them. But how are we going to break that generational curse if we don't pre-plan in advance?
I know many people want to hear about the 2-pot. So I'm not an employee, so I really don't know about the 2-pot. What is happening? What is that?
So the 2-pot, remember in COVID, guys, right? In COVID, a lot of companies were shutting down. Some companies were not making money, so they were cutting salaries. So you are used to earning 20,000 per month. and your company was paying you only 5,000. Can you really survive on that, right? But you have a pension fund invested, and a lot of employees at the time, they felt that the government should give us access to the money so that we don't lose our cars, we don't lose our homes because of that. It's based on affordability. So it's not even people who were not working. It's the employees that wanted this thing. Then the government said, but South Africa doesn't have a good social security system. We can't give you everything. Let's work on it and see how much we can give you access to it. And then there were proposals and talks, and then eventually they implemented the two-pot system. Basically, the two-pot system has changed the retirement fund regime simply by saying that on a yearly basis, you'll be able to make your withdrawal from your retirement fund while you are still working, to avoid people resigning and for them to cash out. So gone are the days where people are going to resign to cash out the money. So there is a pot that's called savings pot that will work as your emergency fund on a yearly basis if you struggle. So a lot of employees are indebted, they'll go to your mashonisas and stuff. So instead of going to mashonisa and paying a 50% interest, at least you can cash out from your savings.
But is it like a certain percentage that you can cash out?
No, any amount that has been contributed thus far on that savings, you can cash out. So on that savings, there's a third of contribution that goes there. On a monthly basis, we are funding that savings pot. Then you can cash it out at any time, only once per year. So I can contribute to that savings and not cash out for the next 5 years. And then in 5 years' time, I'm struggling with school fees, or I need to fix my roof. I know that I've got an emergency. They're available. But the majority of the money, which is the 2/3 of your fund, is not accessible. You can only access it at retirement.
But do you think that it's best that we cash out on the savings every year?
It defeats the purpose of retirement planning.
Okay.
Because the main goal of having a retirement fund is for you to enjoy it when you go on retirement. But if you are going to enjoy it while you're still working, you're defeating the purpose. That's why we must live below our means. Use your salary to do everything that, and don't touch your retirement funding money. That's why there's black tax as well, even from older generations, because they didn't have pension funds there. Even women, back in the days, they were not even allowed to contribute to retirement funds.
Okay. Thank you so much. Do you have any closing remarks?
I would say start today. If you don't have a retirement fund, or even if you are not working for a company, you can do it in your personal capacity, and you get a tax deduction. So even if you are an employee, there's a way to reduce your taxable income, because your contributions don't get taxed. You only get taxed at a later stage. Right? So for example, if I'm earning 10,000 rand per month and I contribute 1,000 rand in my retirement fund, it means my salary is only being taxed on 9,000. Right? But if I contribute another 1,000 rand from the 10,000, it means my salary is going to be taxed only on 8,000. So by me contributing more towards my retirement fund, I'm reducing my tax. Nobody likes to pay tax. So basically, I'm killing two birds with one stone. Reducing the tax, but saving more at the end of the day. Okay. And then
Hey.
Well, my question is, now that I've resigned, right? My pension fund basically moved from a pension scheme to a preservation fund, right? I haven't decided what to do with it. Is it a smart idea to just leave it there? Because I don't know. I'm not interested by investments and all of that. So I think I'm just delaying the decision making, which is why I just let it go into a preservation fund. But is it a smart thing to do that, or do you think I should invest it in something?
The preservation fund is a parking space for people who have resigned, you don't know what to do with it. But what's good is that with that is that it remains invested. So you can leave it there for 10 years or 20 years.
Oh, really?
Yes. You can live it.
I didn't know you can live it that long.
Yeah, legislation allows you to.
I'm also scared of how long can I leave it?
No. You can retire from a preservation fund later on. You can live it for, and it's good because then it's gonna compound nicely and it grows. So leave it there, but just make sure that you are invested in the correct portfolio.
Yes. And how do you determine that?
So you check with an advisor from a scheme. Every scheme has an advisor to check which investment portfolio should be in. If you are young, you need to be invested in a growth portfolio aggressively. You still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
So the higher the risk, the higher the return, right? And then when you get closer to retirement, then you can reduce the risk and stuff like that. So just make sure you're invested correctly.
Another question that I had was, because I had an investment with Alexander Fox, right?
Yes.
And then I also had an annuity on the side.
Yeah.
Right? The question was, do I now stop contributing to the annuity and into the preservation fund, or
You can't contribute to a preservation fund.
or
Just part
so I
of it.
need to move it
So
in order to
retirement
start?
annuity is the best option.
But what
And then
is
you get tax tax deduction when you file for your returns. Yes.
Say I'm 60 in 2025. What is the good take-home pension?
Replacing your last income by that 75%.
your lifestyle?
Yeah.
No, but like the overall, because normally people will be excited. I work with railroad, I work for the municipality, so people will be like, yeah, my child that I what you maybe can resign.
Okay. Let me put it this way. If you are retiring and you don't have any debts, that's good. But if you have debt, then it means you're going to cash out and settle the debt. So the main thing we say, pay off your bond or everything at least by the age of 55. And then if you are retiring at 60 or 65, then you can enjoy your money. So that's the main purpose. R1 million can be a lot for you, R1 million cannot be a lot for her. Also, are you retiring in a suburban area in Gauteng or in Limpopo? Because the lifestyles are different. Are you going to keep your medical aid, or is the medical aid going to fall off? You see, do you want to travel overseas, or you just want to stay locally? So those are the things that can determine a good pension. Are you going to build a double-story house, or
What was the whole point?
yeah? So yeah.
Thank you. Any questions? So we're fine? Good? All right. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. We don't do